Welcome back to Brands Hatch for the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship. Without any ado, let's go straight over to Duncan, who's standing by in the commentary box.
So here we go with race number 2A, and welcome to a nice sunny Brands Hatch circuit here in Kent. Tom Roach once again on pole position from James Blake Baldwin, with Brett Smith and Alan Henderson alongside him. Daniel Rogers and Charlie Charman. Keep your eyes on Daniel Rogers, he was quite impressive actually in the last round. Gary Hufford 7th, Gigi Clements 8th, with Alex Preston 9th and Goddard's 10th. An improvement is needed from Alex Preston. Paul Bishop and Ed Gay, with William Phillips and Will Blackwell Chambers. We've got Martin Tolley and Joshua Jackson. Joshua, remember that smoky car we saw from him in the previous early race. Keep your eyes on John Hughes, and all the way at the back we have got Sam Gendy, but we're under starters and orders already. And away we go. It's a quite a late change here at Brands Hatch today. We go down towards Paddock Bend, and straight away we are on board with Simon Goddard, and we're just holding our breath as he turns in through Paddock Bend and manages to get the car through and down the hill back up towards Druids. You can see Daniel Rogers in front of him had his hands full with a little bit of corrective oversteer as he was going through Paddock Bend. On board with Charlie Charman, another Blink Motorsport car down the hill. Is that Brett Smith just in front of us? It is Brett Smith in the number 39 car. Oh, nice correction there as we catch that lovely tail end slide as we go through Graham Hill Bend, and everybody speeds along Cooper Straight towards Surtees and then onto Clearways as well. All the MX-5 1600cc engines in these little MX-5 rear-wheel drive cars, all absolutely tightly bunched together and extremely even close racing, as we have seen from these guys absolutely all year. Round to complete one lap. It is Tom Roach leading the way from James Blake Baldwin. I should point out at the start of the race, actually Ed Gay got a 2-grid penalty, a 2-grid position back on the grid for Ed Gay for driving standards in the first race. And look at that, look how close Alan Henderson saw the jump over the top of Ed Gay's misdemeanour in the first race. He had a little bit of contact with Ed in the first race. Unfortunately, he was penalised 2-grid positions, so that's really hurting Ed right now, and you're going to have to watch number 14 car, see if the white car with the green wing mirrors can scythe his way through the pack and get up towards what we feel really is Ed's rightful position, and that's right at the sharp end of this MX-5 series. But look at these guys as they come through here. You can see the cars all just sliding about the track. Great bit of car control as we come through Clearways to click off another lap. We were on board with Charlie Charman. Charlie picking up a nice big hole in the air from Brett Smith in front of him as we come down and cross the line. Where's Charlie going to go? Is he going to have a look up the inside? No, Brett's very late. The brakes. Charlie even later almost tagged the back of the blue 39 car there. My, that was getting a little bit close, a little bit energetic. Is he having a look up the inside? No, Smith just covering the middle of the road extremely well there by Brett Smith actually. And Charlie Charman's having to be pretty switched on about this, because directly behind him he has got the number 70 car of Daniel Rogers, and ever improving Daniel Rogers, starting to really get the hang of driving this MX-5. We saw a bit of Daniel at Anglesey, we can see him in our rear view mirror right now, top of the screen. Daniel Rogers follows Charlie Charman ever so close as Charlie gets a little bit of one-handed oversteer there. Like to see that, well corrected, well held. The three become, if anything, now the tyres at their absolute best in these little cars. Not too far into the race, not heating them up, not overheating them. The general pace does tend to fall away towards the end of the race, but look at that, there's a move up the inside. We'll go back on board with Alex Preston right now, and that could have been JJ Clements. Was Clements making a move on what we think is Simon Goddard? Yes, he was, but he didn't actually get the move completed. Round the outside goes Ed Gay there. Extremely good move from Ed Gay. Is he going to get up the inside? It's going to be ever so tight into Graham Hill Bend. It's not really the greatest overtaking places, because it does open up on the way in. And look at that, Preston making a good use of that a little bit of offline driving by Ed Gay there. Unfortunately, Ed was trying a good overtaking manoeuvre, put him offline, and Alex Preston capitalises on that as we come out of Graham Hill Bend. He's already coming through to click off yet another lap here at Brands Hatch. Saw a couple of cars in the gravel there in the first couple of races there. The exit of Clearways. The MX-5 1600cc engines, as we said, rear-wheel drive. absolutely on the limit as they come in towards Paddock Bend. Just watch the hands of Alex Preston here. Good bit of turning there, manages to hold the line all the way down the hill. Clements has a look up the inside of Goddard. Clements is alongside, it's close, it's close. Good move by JJ Clements there. He gets through, gets up alongside. And we're going to have to watch what Preston's going to have. Ed Gay all over the back of him as well. Good little battle this here. As we come along Cooper Street. Hufford goes up the inside. Oh, now was there not contact there? We will never know. Holding my breath in the commentary box here as Gary Hufford had a look at the side of Simon Goddard there. He had a pretty long, healthy look as well. But he's dropped back just that little bit. Had to check up just on the brake pedal, maybe lift at the gas. And look at Alex Preston now, the yellow car. Picking up a huge slipstream as they come down and cross the line. Where is Alex going to go? He's going to have to watch it because if he leaves a huge gap up the inside, Ed Gay is definitely going to try and put that white number 14 car there, he's guaranteed of that. Ed doesn't need too much in the way of invitations. Hufford again up the inside of Goddard. That was a big, long Larry Lunds. Was there contact? Was there a little bit of contact there? There must have been, because Hufford had to check up at the throttle pedal. Preston's now on the outside. Can he get round it? It's a big ask for Alex Preston here. He's going to almost run out of road. He does. He's running out of road. And look at that. Look at Ed Gay. Ed Gay's going to get 2 in 1. He's going to get Preston and Hufford. Preston on the grass as they come in through this next corner. And a little bit of side-to-side contact there. But classy bit of driving by Ed Gay. Really, he did make hay while the sun shines here at Brands Hatch in Kent. You could see exactly what was happening in front of him and just positioned himself to make the best of that situation for himself. So well done, Ed Gay. In that number 14 car. Through Paddock Hill Bend. So Gary Hufford had a good shot at Simon Goddard at the top of Druids here. There's JJ Clements. Then we've got Goddard. Then we have got Gay. Then we've got Hufford and Preston in the yellow car. Come down towards Graham Hill Bend. Nice and wide on the way in. A little bit of entry curve, if anything, and you can see they're taking liberties there. Actually, they're using a little bit too much of the track, some of these drivers. Race direction were extremely strict in qualifying. A lot of times we're getting disallowed, a lot of drivers losing their fastest laps because of the track limits, and the MSA being extremely strict on this now. But Alex Preston tries to cut underneath Gary Hufford down the main straight, but that's never going to happen. And through we go. Let's click off another lap here as JJ Clements comes up towards Druids in his blue car. JJ, only real sponsors that he has are mum and dad. They do keep him going. He's in his first year of racing and he's getting kept on his toes here because Simon Goddard in the Blink car, that iconic Valentino Rossi 46 on the side of it, he's keeping JJ Clements honest. And remember, the very first race we showed on Motors TV, JJ Clements was the winner at Rockingham and he deserved it. It's a cracking win for him. But right now he's got two extremely talented, not just two, he's got a lot of extremely talented drivers behind him. But what he would like to actually have happening here is for Ed Gay to get that little bit more into this battle and take a little bit of pressure off him, because if Simon Goddard starts to look and check up in his mirror, he's going to slow down just that little bit. But not slowing down is this. Look at big dive up the inside for Daniel Rogers, and it's a classy move. He does Charlie Charman nice and cleanly there, no contact whatsoever. Charlie Charman slots back in behind the number 70 car. Charlie's car looks pretty loose, I've got to say that. Surtees in towards the clearways area of the track. The number 42 Blink Motorsport car. Simon Goddard, part of the Blink team, as is Alex Preston. And we come down to click off another lap now, looking back behind these guys. Interview, wow, that's not something you really want to see in your rearview mirror, is it? JJ Clements has got Simon Goddard absolutely all over the back of him, with Ed Gay and everybody else in tow. down Paddock Hill Bend. Clements maybe a little bit wide there, but he covers his line well on the inside. Ed Gay's thinking about the outside. They're almost 3 wide. A little bit of Gary Hufford tactics coming up the inside, but Ed Gay managing to hold Hufford off there. Preston's looking at this. He's wanting involved in it as well now as we come down towards Graham Hill Bend. And look at this, Ed Gay once again trying to get alongside on the Cooper Straight. It's not to be, it's not really an overtaking place here. There's not a big enough lift or a break at all. The cars absolutely sail through that corner. But look at Gary Hufford trying to come up the inside of Ed Gay. Ed Gay says no, not to be, and just wipes the nose of the number 45 car. There's Preston now alongside Gary Hufford, but Gary Hufford wipes the nose of Alex Preston and forces Preston down pretty low there. But Gigi Clements driving an absolutely fantastic race here, as a little bit of a wobble there for Gary Hufford. Now Alex Preston's going to go around the outside. Preston gets a couple of wheels in the gravel, but he manages to control the car extremely well. Has he braked late enough? They're 2 abreast round Druids, but it looks like Gary Hufford has managed to just get away with that. He had a huge moment going through Paddock Hill Bend, and then it really did hurt him. And young Alex Preston unfortunately just ended up on the wrong side of the track there as they were going through Druids. But good effort there, Alex showing us that he's extremely racy, and he does fancy a little bit of this. And this is a fantastic battle, but we've got to remember, at the front of the race once again, Tom Roach leads the way from James Blake Baldwin. As we look a little bit further back down, that's Will Blackwell Chambers, and he's involved in a battle as well, as almost everybody is. Well, it's quite a good first race there. As up the inside goes 117 Dan O'Connor. We talked a lot about Dan with his car getting rebuilt, and Dan making good headway in this race. Number 117 car, the primer grey with the orange sides. Extensive rebuild on that car after Anglesey, and he's just disposed of Will Blackwell Chambers. Good move by Dan O'Connor. Great to see Dan still on track and making progress back towards the front. Sam Gendy involved in that battle as well, not accident. Although it could be. See what happens. Through clearways as we click off another lap here at Brands Hatch. Fantastic weather conditions for the race as we see Joshua Jackson just going through short. There's still the smoke coming out of Joshua Jackson's car, which doesn't really seem to be hampering or slowing him down at all. Simon Woods there, Woodsy in the 101 car, the orange car right at the tail end of the field there. William Phillips goes through a shot as well, car number 17, the white car with the red stripes over the top of it, kind of Charlie Chairman-esque. After I say that, I'll probably get a bit of hate mail in the post, I could imagine. But Dan O'Connor is just starting to wriggle away a little bit from Will Blackwell Chambers. And he fancies a possible shot at number 17, William Phillips, who we are looking at right now. He's going to have to be quick here because homing in behind him is the ever-increasing Dan O'Connor. But now we come back to this melee as they come in towards Paddock Hill Bend, and up the inside of Ed Gay. And once again, Gary Hufford trying it, but it's not to be. Now has that slowed Gary Hufford again? Is Alex Preston going to manage to get his nose up alongside here? There's not a lot of room there. There's half an MX-5 with, but look at that, Ed Gay trying to go around the outside now off Simon Goddard, and it looks like Gay might have a bit of an overlap, but not to be. A little bit loose on the edge of the corner, exit the curb there, and look at that, Gary Hufford goes round the outside of Ed Gay. Cracking move by Gary Hufford. But I feel Ed was getting shown no respect or no room at the edge of the track there by Simon Goddard. Simon entitled to take his line, Ed might have had a little bit of oversteer, had to lift off, and through went Gary Hufford. The car at the back of this group that's homed into view as well, if you've mentioned, is Paul Bishop, the number 44 car. And Paul has just been quietly going about his thing there. Next car behind the yellow one of Alex Preston. Just quietly going about his business, but getting up towards the sharp end of the field as we're again on board with the ever seesawing off the steering wheel of Alex Preston. sawing away with that as he goes down towards Druids, and this is starting to become a bit of a log jam now behind Jonathan JG Clements, not meaning that in a bad way. Jonathan or JG Clements doing an absolutely fantastic job of keeping these guys at bay. But one does feel that this might not last much longer. It's like a time bomb, it's ticking down. Everybody's going to want to get that next step in front of them. And Gary Hufford is now right on to the back of the number 46 Simon Baldwin car. Simon Goddard, sorry. Through we come to click off another lap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car train. Cross the start finish line. Where's Hufford going to go? There's not really much room on the inside there. Gary Hufford might try and make the room. No, Goddard's wide, isn't he? Goddard's a little bit wide as he comes through Paddock Hill Bend there. Clements ultimately controlling the pace at the front of this long battle. Where's Alex Preston going now? Alex Preston is on a mission. He's trying to go round outside of Huffy and he's managing to do it. He's got it. Cracking move by Alex Preston. Right round the high side of Druids. Makes the position stick, and Ed Gale think, ooh, that's how you do it. I'll be having a shot at that next lap round. But Preston's going to have to defend or be pretty switched on here as he comes through. Look at the speed of the cars going over the curbs there, the rumble strips on the inside, and then try and slow it down. Closes right up on the brakes here. Through clearways as we come on to the start-finish straight. Past the beautiful Fulson Centre here at Brands Hatch in the background, you can see that there. And Alex Preston has made up a great position. Now can he get Simon Goddard? Can he sell him a dummy going in towards Paddock Hill Bend here? He stays wide. He tries to cut back. He'll be hard on the power as they come down. And is he going to try his same line? Clements positions himself. Goddard again looking at it. Preston is almost side by side. Look at Ed Gay. Ed Gay's trying to go around the outside of absolutely everybody. Well, he's doing a little bit of NASCAR banking to pull that one off. Alex Preston having a little watch his mirror. Possibly chuckling away at that, but Ed is showing he means business. Here he comes once again. JJ Clements, Simon Goddard, Alex Preston, Gary Hufford, Ed Gay a little bit wider in the background, trying to maybe cut it off, square off the corner, get on the gas that little bit quicker. And Paul Bishop in the white car behind Ed Gay, number 44. 6-car Mazda train. A Mazda 6, well there's something. MX-5s today. Just look at the style of Alex Preston there. Gary Hufford as well, but it's all about where JJ Clements going to go. JJ Clements, oh, up the inside of Alex Preston goes Hufford, but it's not to be, thankfully. There's a good attempt there. But we're going to take our hats off to that blue car at the front. Oh, look at Ed Gay. Ed Gay has managed to make a really good manoeuvre on Gary Hufford there. Whether Gary Hufford was just unsettled after that move he attempted on Alex Preston in towards Druids, and he's got Ed Gay alongside him, and Ed Gay is through, takes up the position. Now Hufford's going to have to watch. Oh, Paul Bishop is going to have a little bit of this as well. Back up the inside. Looks like Hufford was going to go there, but Ed Gay takes a big, famous sweeping line through the corner. And says absolutely no chance, I'm not giving up this position. But meanwhile, back at the front, we've just seen him go through Druids. It is the Blendini Motorsport car of Tom Roach, last year's defending champion, runner-up in the championship last year. Number 2, James Blake Baldwin. And Alan Henderson in third place, number 90. A fantastic showing by Alan, to tell you the truth. He really has shown a great turn of pace here after a bit of an upset at Anglesey. Wasn't the best meeting. Alan, bang, back on form. And number 39 also, Brett Smith, who is currently in 4th place. Brett would absolutely love a podium, you can tell that. He would absolutely love a podium, as all these guys would. Flicking off another lap here. Down Paddock, up towards Druids. Tom Roach also doubles up, does a bit of British GT racing. He's an Audi R8. And also runs a Ginetta in that series. So Tom Roach is a very, very busy man when it comes to racing. Racing is his business, and he's making winning in the MX-5 Championship his business this year also, as he comes through in towards clearways. We're looking at Blake Baldwin and Alan Henderson. Alan Henderson is a driver who really has started to show a real bit of class in his driving. Nice and smooth, always consistent, and always at the sharp end of the field, putting in some killer results. And at the end of the day, that's how a championship can be either won or lost. Brett Smith in the background in 4th place. We can also say the same about him, getting quicker and quicker as the year goes on, but these guys really are going to have to get that little bit more out of their cars, car setups or teams, because this man, Tom Roach, is starting to look a little bit dominant, especially here today at Brands Hatch as we see him coming along the Cooper Straight. Surtees in towards clearways and through Clark Curve and away to click off this lap here today. It's been a masterclass, really. Has anybody got an answer for this man when it comes to MX-5 racing in Britain? Because Tom Roach is absolutely on form and takes another well-deserved win here from James Blake Baldwin and Alan Henderson in 3rd place. Alan Henderson actually fastest lap of the race on the second to last lap, a 57.2 second lap. So he'll be a happy man with that. Brett Smith also comes home in 4th place. A good run for Brett. But there's your winner, Blendini Motorsports, Tom Roach, the #1 car, the Welshman. And look at that bit of showboating from James Blake Baldwin. Much to the crowd's appreciation. So fantastic race here for Group 2A. Classifications as we get a little bit of that on the screen. Tom Roach from James Blake Baldwin and Alan Henderson, your top 3, with Brett Smith and Daniel Rogers rounding out the top 5. Charlie Charman, JJ Clements with a fantastic drive, holding off the hard-pressing Goddard, Preston, Hufford in 10th place, and the rest of that battle would have seen Ed Gay and Paul Bishop as well.
Alan, 4th place on the grid into 3rd place pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I'm pretty well known for getting good starts. I don't know how, just the way the car is. I keep the same clutch all the time so I can get a good start every time, and I managed to jump Brett off the start, which I was hoping I would do anyway. And then Brett got into a little bit of a battle with Charlie Charman, and it looked like Daniel Rogers gave us a little bit of a gap. Mid-race, Brett looked really quick, he was kind of reeling us in, then my car started to come back to me. I started reeling James Blake Baldwin in. I got the fastest lap, I think it was, on the second off last lap. I got right up onto him, but it was too late to really make a move on him.
James, he spoke to you earlier on from the previous race, this time 2nd on the grid, finished 2nd, but you know, Tom got away, you pulled him back.
I pulled him back a little bit, not much, not enough to catch him. Tom's really fast around here, and just couldn't find the pace enough to catch him today. But you know, go back, work on a few things on the car and on myself, look at the data, and see whether we can close that gap again at the next round at Donington.
Tom, every time we speak to you we say familiar story, but this time it really was, you know, it's the story of your life, it seems.
Not so far this year. I mean, this weekend has been brilliant. Yeah, another win in that race, but I mean, so far this year James has been flying, and Alan and Brett are mega quick as well. So it's not easy at all. I mean, it's just the car's awesome. I got to say a massive thank you to Blendini Motorsport and to Blink Motorsport for my engine, because it's always just right as you need it to be, and you know, as long as I drive it okay and don't make any mistakes, then it's quick.